So how'd you get into singing?
Okay, so I started singing when I was like, I would say probably around like 8th or 9th grade, so around 13 or 14.
Okay.
And how I started was, I first started, I was writing poems. Um, I'm a lyricist, you know what I'm saying? So I would write poems. And then honestly, my inspirations were Britney Spears and Christina Aguilera. They were the hot tickets back then. You know what I'm saying?
I like Britney. Ain't nothing wrong with that.
Well, but she's from Louisiana.
And Christina, I like both of them.
You know what I'm saying? So I was like, yeah, but I'm never gonna sound like those girls. I gotta do my own thing, you know?
Right.
I was never gonna be Christina. So I was like, well, I guess I gotta do my own thing. So I started singing in my room, you know, I started making melodies for my poems. And then that was like in like sophomore, junior year of high school where I was meeting up with Sam, my friend. We were doing the accompaniment, so we started doing that. Then we started going to coffee houses, and people were like really excited. People would be packed, you know. We used to go to this one place called the Neutral Ground in New Orleans, and whatever act was following, we'd be like, man, because it'd be packed full of people, and they'd be like, man, thank you for the spillover, you know, because it's never this packed, you know. So we would start packing stuff up, and then we got a little bit of notice, and then we started performing on bigger stages, you know. Like I said, we were doing some stuff, but Katrina, so.
Wow, look at that. Look at that. So you started singing. You got a video, Weekend.
Yeah.
So tell me about that.
About what? What part of it?
I mean, how'd you come up with the song, the concept of the video?
Yeah.
It's a good video, by the way.
Thank you.
You know, of course, I checked it out.
So thank you for the shout out. Weekend, great song. It's like I said, it's autobiographical. Now, what I'll say is, what I'll preface this with is, a lot of people who know me and know that everything I write about is usually something that has happened to me in my life. So they all looking at me like, because I'm married. I'm married. So, you know, they're like, who is this? What you mean? Who you singing about? And it's like, look, old stuff happened. Okay, old stuff happened before. So it's happened to me in the past. And it was about this guy I had dated about 10 or so years ago.
So your husband had no problem with this, right?
Yeah, he knows. Yeah, he knows about it. So I had dated this guy about 10 or so years ago, and I was in college at Chicago dating him. And yeah, we had a pretty bad falling out. And then we didn't speak for like a really long time, you know. And then when we finally started talking again, he was like apologizing and everything. And, you know, it was kind of just, it like brought all the feelings back that I'd had back then, back in the day. And then nothing was ever acted upon, but it was like, just kind of like you're reminiscing of like how it used to feel back. Because I remember when we broke up, every weekend I would be like really sad, and I didn't understand why, you know. Mm-hmm. And I realized it's because every weekend, you know, that's when we would meet up. He would take me out. We'd be out in the streets. We'd be hanging out, you know what I'm saying? Like, so that's how I was feeling back then. And so I guess reconnecting and having, you know, getting that closure and apology, because like I said, our falling out was really bad 10 years ago. And when he apologized, he's like, you know, I was really messed up for doing that, you know, and I guess bring all that closure, you know what I'm saying, finally having a closure and end to that situation, you know, it brings feelings back up and everything. But that's what that song is basically about, just remembering all those things from before. And yeah, so the video, I guess, I always knew that I wanted to go back and do it in New Orleans because, you know, it's my people, I had to represent, you know.
Right.
So we did it in New Orleans. And it was just, you know, honestly, the elements of it were, I kind of stuck a lot with the outfit choices I used for my first like photo shoot, basically is what that is. So that's basically what I was doing. I was just trying to keep in line the continuity with that. And then with the talent, I just wanted to find chocolate black man, you know.
Oh, look at you.
So I was really happy with the way it turned out. my guys over at the Greenhouse Collective in New Orleans. They do great work, and we talked about like, how it's going to go down, and it came out wonderfully. So that was the idea behind Weekend.
Tell us about your latest single you got out.
So, Abandon, that followed Weekend. This again is another one of my autobiographical. So, now it ain't recent necessarily, but, I realized that, I had a lot of, before I met my husband, he's a great guy, good man. Before him, I dated a lot of guys. We didn't know what it was called back then. We didn't call it ghosting back then, but that's what they call it now. There wasn't a term for it back then.
Yeah.
And my husband and I, we've been together for like 10 years. We've been together for 10 years. So back then, I've been ghosted a couple of times, you know what I'm saying? And that's kind of like where that came from. I heard a bomb-ass beat, and I just started thinking about, because it's kind of hard when you're married, you know what I'm saying? Because especially if your marriage is going good like mine is, we have a lot of material. So, you got to dig deep, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
And, I just thought about back in the day, like, when I would be ghosted, or when actually, a little story in how I met my husband. I was dating this guy just before my husband, and we had gone to college together. And but that summer he had moved back home to Indiana, so he would come visit me on the weekends. He'd take the train in and we hang, And then one particular weekend, he just didn't show up. Like he would usually call me around like 9 and be like, "Hey, yeah, girl, I'm getting on the train. I'll be there at 11." He answered the phone. Completely ghosted me. Like I called, I called all weekend, So I'm here like devastated, sad and shit. Like, how this guy go and like to this day, I never heard from him again. Never know what happened to dude. Like he straight up, "Hey, this is my boyfriend." You know what I'm saying? We've been dating for like a good 6 weeks. You know what I'm saying?
That was your boyfriend.
It was a boyfriend. Yeah, like we got when we were the same friend circle, we was cool.
Yeah.
I don't know. But that weekend I went to a party. And I was just there, it's my friend's birthday. So I was just there to just pay my respect. Like he'd be, "Hey, I'm here for your birthday." He lived down the street. So I went over there. So my husband was talking to me, my non-husband. I'm not paying attention because I'm all sad about dude, you know what I mean? And eventually, we hung out later. He got my number and everything. And basically from that day on, we've been dating ever since. We went to the zoo. But yeah, so that situation is a good, of how that came.
The zoo is a good date. I've used that before because nobody ever uses it.
It's amazing. We went to the zoo and the aquarium, and he bought me a hot dog, and I love hot dogs. So.
Oh, look at them. Hey, he was batting 100 that day.
He knew, right? Had a hot dog. I'm like, okay. Yeah. And we basically been hanging out ever since. But yeah, that's a prime example of being ghosted. And that's an inspiration.
Yeah, you would think so. So give me, I know it's going to be hard.
Okay.
But of course, when you're on Takeover TV, I have to put you on the spot.
Okay.
Give me your top 3 singers. Well, I'll tell you what, I'm gonna rephrase that. Give me your favorite top 3 singers.
Damn. I'm just thinking about and my thing is, now are we going based off vocal ability or just their whole package and what you
The
like?
whole package, your favorite top 3.
Because my favorite people I like, they're not necessarily, the top, best singers out there. But they got the whole
I'll tell
thing.
you what, you a singer, give me your top 3 best singers out there.
Okay.
Yeah, let's do that.
Okay. Well, we know for sure that Beyonce is up there.
Really?
Okay.
Now these your top 3. My bad.
Beyonce, she's good.
She's good.
She is.
She's good.
Now you know who else? Who isn't necessarily in the pop world? Cynthia Erivo. She was Harriet Tubman.
Okay.
And she called Purple.
Okay.
Yo, I mean, she's mostly Broadway, but
okay.
Lord, she is amazing.
So
she's so good. She gives you.
So that's 2.
Yeah.
They could be dead or alive.
Okay. Who gives me the feeling? Who do I be like? Damn. You know, what influences me a lot is like what I listened to like growing up as a kid. You know what I'm saying? So people don't knock me, but Christina Aguilera is really good.
Because I did ask you your favorite top 3. You know what I'm saying? And you know, when you ask questions like this, there's no wrong answer. But all those 3 people you named, that was unique.
Yeah.
Because most people say Whitney Houston,
I know, Aretha.
or Aretha, or you know, or all the classic singers, Diana Ross, and you can just keep going and going. But I kind of knew maybe Beyonce would creep in there.
Because she is though. I know that some people have I'm not like a massive worshiper, but she does, you know.
She sings good. I think she's more talented than sing.
Yeah.
Because she could dance.
Yeah.
And her performances are flawless.
Yeah,
I can't take that away from
that
her.
girl, Run the World, that video was like, remember the time level. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
so.
Yeah.